If you are in the cryptocurrency market right now, you are about to participate in a life-changing event. You are about to participate in a generational wealth transfer. And it all starts with the regulatory clarity, which is popping now. It's happening in the US, it's happening in the UK. You're watching how things are evolving, but keep this in mind. It's all being laid on top of the XRP ruling. That kind of reinforces the fact that SEC has been wrong all this time. What does that really mean for you and your portfolio? The entire altcoin market right now shows you the attitude of it's in an accumulation zone. It's about to pop through the roof. I'm not talking about small fluctuation. I'm talking about macro move, which is huge. Why? I'm going to explain that. But keep this in mind. XRP is going to be the leading asset in this bull run. Why? You're watching that the altcoin market is still in the accumulation and XRP has popped through the roof. If you go back in history, you understand the fact that you have seen similar price action. You have seen similar movements in another asset. Now, it's not only one or two assets. If you go back, you'll see others too. But keep this in mind. When the entire market was having hard time, engine was slowly grinding up and then it popped through the roof. So if you actually take that measured move, that was a 40x move to the upside. That means we are talking about big numbers in XRP. Welcome to the scientific investor family, where the normal retail guys learn how to become the next top 10% of this world. Right now, as you look at the market, you do understand the fact that some of these assets are trying to move higher. Say, Chainlink has already done 17% for this day, and you guys had the call before. So the price actually moved up, and right now the price is way 8.18 after a little bit of correction. But yeah, you do have your targets to the upside. Then you are watching XDC. It's up 18% for the week, 7% for the day, and you see the call for this micro breakout, and you're almost getting close to that target. Then you look at other assets, say SNX. It's 30% up for the week, and we had the call earlier. We are already hitting the target. You kind of get all this happening, right? Earlier today, when the price action was slowing down on a micro chart, I highlighted the fact that XRP is coming down, but watch for this trend line. If that breaks, yeah, we're coming back to this range. However, if that holds, it's positive. That's why when it actually bounced off, I gave you this idea of what's the support, what's the trend line resistance, because that trend line needs to be broken. If you actually manage to break that resistance, now you're talking about big numbers. You're looking for price to pop through. There are some concerns, but we need to look at both sides and say, okay, this is what's happening in the market. Dollar broke lower. Now it's retesting. That's why the market is low. And if dollar gets rejected at this point and goes lower, that's going to be an ignition point, a spark for the market to start moving up. If you look at Bitcoin, you understand the fact that we are staying at this support range for some time. We're not actually breaking through to the downside. We're holding on to that area. And if you actually zoom in and try and focus on what the market is showing us rather than trying to put our perspective in it, it shows you the fact that, okay, there is a possible move like this coming. Now, yeah, we don't have a confirmation yet. We need to see this breaking to the upside. So until that point, we need to be patient. But remember one thing, if you don't see a break of 29,500, that still is a macro bull flag. You haven't actually raised that leg. There can be a short wick to the downside, which can be a fake out and then move back to the upside, trapping a lot of sellers here and then moving back up. Now, going back to the perspective of XRP and the altcoin market. Why is this really important? Keep this in mind, guys. This accumulation range is happening at an area of super importance. Why would I say that? You go back in history and you understand that that particular area has been the previous resistance. You broke above, you came back down, you're retesting that range. Now, if you zoom back out and go back in history and look at what happened before, you will recognize the fact that we have seen somewhat similar movement historically. You break through the all-time highs, you consolidate that range, and then start moving higher. And that's not a small move, that is a huge move. And right now, you're doing the exact same thing. You broke through the all-time highs, you're consolidating in that range, and you're about to start a move to the upside. This can be popping through the roof. Right now, the crypto market is small, but you're about to watch macro attention coming into the market. From $1.2 trillion, imagine when we hit $10 trillion. The media, the narrative, the people entering, the FOMO, it would be an entirely different story. At that time, you need to understand, okay, the market can still go higher. The market can go to $20 trillion, $25 trillion. And don't just say, okay, that's never going to happen, because you are actually watching trillions of dollar moving hands. And a lot of it is actually going to the millennials, the Gen Z guys, and all of them are talking about crypto right now. One of the major impact for that is the regulatory side of this. It's not only going to be that side of it, it's also going to be the new millionaires and billionaires who are out there from the entrepreneur side of the world. They've made money in the corona area. They have made money in a lot of different perspectives in life in the last 5 years. And now crypto is about to pop. Do you think they are about to miss this life-changing opportunity? I really don't think so. And if you are in the market, understand this fact. XRP is not a security, we know that. That means investors are about to jump in. So you don't go making mistakes like this again and again and again. 2.9 million to $4. Hey, that doesn't actually look good. Now, do I understand NFT? Not very much. Will I buy a monkey picture? No, no way. That has been my perspective back then, and that's now. Maybe I'm wrong. But look at what's happening. The CBDC era is coming in, and one of the primary reasons why you should be massively bullish on all these assets, especially the payment assets, is this. Whether we like it or not, the adoption, the phase is increasing. Now we are going into that flywheel effect where the massive impact of governments, corporations, all of them jumping into this infrastructure. Let it be the Hedra, XLM, XRP, XDC, whichever asset you like. It's all happening. Even the Ether maxis are now coming out and saying Ripple won big, SEC lost. They all understand that fact. Why? Because even the Congress is taking that on. You actually get to see that crypto assets are not securities. So SEC is getting hammered. Now, on the other side, which is a little bit of concern, you need to understand the stock market has pulled back a little bit. Now, on the macro view, it doesn't actually look like a huge move, but we do want to look at that and say, okay, that is not a reversal, because in the economical side of things, you don't see a lot bullishness. You are watching layoffs, you are watching, all these delinquency rates, let it be the auto loans, the mortgages, all of them going higher. So this is one of that event in your life where, agreed, it's not good for a lot of guys who are not prepared for this. But you're going to literally watch one side of the economy collapse and the other side slowly moving back up. Value moves from one end to another. So if you are positioned well enough and money is flowing into the crypto market and the assets which you have chosen is valid, it's not some meme coin we're talking about. Yes, they will also go up, but there is no guarantee that they can do great thing and they have strong project. Because if you do have a strong project, now we are talking about big numbers. The entire altcoin market is still in accumulation, whereas XRP has already broken to the upside. And watch what's happening with that on that weekly chart. You're moving up when the entire altcoin is trying to push higher but getting hit again and again, and it's low. It has been for some time. Now, when you zoom out and give that perspective of saying, yeah, we are about to take off, watch for $10, watch for $20, all of this is coming. Now, at this point, when the price action is a little bit slow, when the price is below $1, it would be really hard to even think that this is about to go to $5, $10, $15. It's not going to be easy at this point in time, because once you break higher, if you actually start to see a pullback towards 0.55, towards 0.56, you will see a lot of people panicking. right? Because they would assume that the top was 0.93 and they would assume that the market run up is over. But is that so? When you actually go through a lot of these assets, you do see macro events happening. You do see them doing wonderful things. Now, there are some assets which you have to keep in mind where you're breaking through the resistance, you're holding on to that and you're trying to bounce off. So yeah, zooming in becomes an important part of that because you need to see what it's doing. If it's going above, breaking through that 0.18 mark again, you're trending higher. There is no doubt in that. And especially in the market, if you are looking at these on a zoomed in perspective, what's more important is to understand where you are going. It's your trend which matters. If you are able to see the trend and if you are able to understand that we are moving higher with higher level of momentum, there is something great in this. Why? Because just like XRP, XLM also shows you an accumulation range and a breakout with a macro double bottom. And these double bottoms, when it breaks to the upside, on a weekly, on a monthly, they just go parabolically to the upside. Now, if you sold your XLM because some of these random YouTubers told it's not good, okay, you missed out in this range. But buy the dip opportunities can still be there. And that's one of the area where we actually go through all these assets one by one, looking at what's the opportunity, what's the target, where's the support, where's the resistance. So you have an edge in the market. Once you understand what's happening with all these assets and the targets, it kind of gives you an advantage. And if you want to look through those, look at the Patreon. The link is given in the description below. So guys, if you received value, please do hit that like and subscribe button. That supports the channel a lot. I'll meet you guys on the next video. Bye for now.